If I showed you a swoosh, a little green owl, or a red can, you would probably name that brand in 1 second. That's not a coincidence. That is brand strategy in action. Because behind every logo that you recognize is a bigger system, a clear mission, strong values, a distinct voice, and a consistent look that builds trust over time. In fact, 71% of consumers say that brand trust matters now more than ever before. If your brand doesn't build that trust, they'll find another one that does. So whether you're branding a business or developing your personal brand, this video is your step-by-step guide to building a strategy that actually sticks and grows with you. By the end, you will have a full brand system that includes your mission, voice, visuals, and a real plan to launch and stay consistent. We're using HubSpot's brand identity worksheet and style guide template to walk you through it. These worksheets also come with this amazing free ebook that gets even deeper into everything we're about to cover. All of the links are in the description, free and ready when you are. Let's get into it. Before you even touch your logo, you need to know why your brand exists. That clarity will shape every other decision that you make. This is the foundation of your brand, and yeah, it's easy to skip, but if you want a brand that actually sticks in people's minds, this part matters the most. If you're following along with the brand identity worksheet, we're filling out slides 3 to 9. Step 1 is to define your mission. Why do you exist beyond just making money? Your mission is your North Star. It guides what you build, how you show up, and what you stand for. For example, IKEA's mission isn't just to sell furniture, it's to offer affordable, well-designed home furnishings for as many people as possible. That clarity drives everything that they do. So write out 1 to 2 sentences about the impact that you want to make. To get some help with this, open up your favorite AI chatbot like Notion AI, Google Gemini, Meta AI, or ChatGPT, and type this prompt and fill in the blanks. My product or service helps core audience do outcome. Can you help me write a clear and inspiring mission statement? Now, always remember, when you are using AI, don't just copy paste, tweak it. Make it sound like you. AI is your brainstorming buddy, not your brand. Once you know your why, it is time to figure out what you stand for. Step 2 is to identify your core values. What do you believe in no matter what? Your values shape decisions, tone, and culture. They should actually mean something, not just look good on your website. For example, Coca-Cola's values include optimism, connection, and inclusivity. You can see it in their ads like this 2024 Spills campaign, which is all about human connection. You can also see it in their product collabs and even the way that they respond to trends. Pick 3 to 5 values that feel true to how you work and what your audience cares about. If you used AI for your mission statement, in the same chat that you used in the last step, type this prompt. What are 3 to 5 core brand values that align with this and would resonate with my audience? All right, you've got your beliefs. Now, who are you actually trying to reach? Step 3 is to know your audience. Who are you really talking to? Not everyone, not millennials. One real person with real needs, dreams, and frustrations. For example, IKEA isn't chasing luxury shoppers. They focus on younger folks, first-time renters, and budget-friendly renovators. Their entire brand, from price point to showroom layouts, is built with that audience in mind. So sketch a quick audience profile. Include age, occupation, and biggest pain points. If you've been using AI to help, in the same chat, type, based on my mission statement and values, can you help me define a detailed customer persona? If you want to get even more granular on this, because this step is very important, I have a full video on how to find your target audience that I will link in the description for you to watch. Once you know who you're talking to, let's figure out how to emotionally connect with them. Step 4 is to write your brand story. Why you? Why now? Your story builds trust. It helps people feel something when they come across your brand. Here's a template to use. Fill in the blanks. I started brand because I noticed problem. I wanted to create solution to help audience feel outcome. What makes us different is unique belief or approach. Then in your AI thread, type, here's my rough brand story, and paste your version. Can you help me rewrite it to feel authentic and emotionally engaging? Now, let's take that story and turn it into momentum. Step 5 is to set your brand goals. What are you trying to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months? Awareness, leads, community? Be specific. Pick 1 to 2 goals, like book 5 consult calls per month through our site, or grow Instagram to 5K with reels that showcase our values. If you're using AI, in the same chat, type, can you help me define clear brand goals to help grow my business this year? Now that you have your goals, how do you want people to feel after working with you? Step 6 is to define your brand promise. What do you guarantee every single time someone interacts with you? This isn't a slogan, it's a consistent experience that you deliver. Try this formula. Every time someone engages with our brand, they outcome because we what you do differently. Or in your AI chat, type, can you help me write a brand promise that communicates a consistent, memorable experience? Now let's bring it home with the one-time pitch that sets you apart. Step 7 is to define your unique value proposition, or UVP. What makes you the no-brainer choice? Try this formula. Fill in the blanks. We help target audience solve problem by your unique method or approach. For example, we help busy business owners create consistent content without burning out or becoming content creators. Or in your AI chat, type, can you help me write a UVP for my brand and include what makes us different from competitors? Now that you know who you are, what you stand for, and who you're here to help, it's time to figure out how to say it. Your brand foundation gives you clarity. Your messaging gives you connection. So in section 2, we're shaping your voice, your key messages, and your positioning so that every post, pitch, and paragraph sounds unmistakably you. Think about it. Duolingo, bold, cheeky, unhinged, in the best way. Apple, sleek, minimal, confident. Coca-Cola, warm, inclusive, and optimistic. Those tones didn't happen by accident. They were crafted. And now it's your turn. If you're following along in the brand identity worksheet, we're moving on to page 11 to 15. Step 1 is to define your brand voice and tone. Ask yourself, if your brand were a person, how would it talk? Is it cheeky and sarcastic, calm and reassuring, inspiring and bold? Your voice helps you stand out, and your tone helps you adapt it across platforms. Here's how it might shift. On Instagram, your tone might be fun, punchy, and emoji heavy. But on your website, it's clean, friendly, and a little more polished. And over email, it's helpful, direct, and to the point. If you're using AI, in the chat, type, based on this mission and audience, what should my brand voice sound like? Give me a voice style guide with 3 adjectives, do's and don'ts, and platform-specific examples. Once you know how you sound, it's time to figure out what you're saying. Step 2 is to define your key messages. Key messages are bite-sized value propositions. Ask yourself, what ideas do you want people to associate with your brand on repeat? Think of these as 3 to 5 belief statements that show up again and again in your content. Now, these aren't taglines, we will get to those. These are just ideas that your audience starts to expect from you and trust you for. Think about what your audience needs to hear to trust you. What are you here to remind them of? In your AI chat, type, based on my brand's mission and values, what are 3 to 5 belief statements or messages that my brand should reinforce across our content? Step 3 is to create your tagline. This is your brand's one-liner. It should be short, memorable, and emotionally resonant. For example, Nike's tagline is, just do it, and Airbnb's is, belong anywhere. Both of these help you feel the brand in one short, punchy line. Try looking through customer testimonials or reviews. What phrases do they repeat? That might be your tagline hiding in plain sight. Or in your AI chat, type, based on my brand mission, values, and audience, write 5 tagline options that are short, emotionally resonant, and easy to remember. It's pretty cool, right? By the way, if you are finding this video helpful so far, give it a like. It really helps more small business owners find it. So now your brand sounds like you, let's make sure it looks like you too, because if your audience hears one thing and sees another, that is a recipe for confusion, not connection. Now in section 3, we are building your visual identity, your logo, colors, and fonts that tell your story before you say a single word. Your brand should look the same wherever people find you, whether it's on Instagram, your website, or a pitch deck. That consistency builds trust, and it starts with setting a few key visual rules. This is about more than just aesthetics. It's about recognition, professionalism, and creating a visual vibe that matches your values. You don't need a design degree. You just need to know what your brand needs to look like and what tools to use to make it happen. In this section, we're filling out the brand style guide template, aka your brand guidelines, that comes with HubSpot's free toolkit. You can keep it simple or go deep. I'll walk you through the essentials first. And if you want more help throughout this section, HubSpot has a great brand kit generator that I will link in the description to help you out. Step 1 is to design a logo. Your logo is usually the first visual that people associate with your brand. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it does need to be legible, scalable, and aligned with your brand personality. For this step, you can use an AI-powered logo maker like Looka, or simply head into Canva, type your brand name, and browse font options and layouts that reflect your voice and vibe. You'll want to choose one logo style for everyday use, like this, and one simplified version for tight spaces, like this. In your AI chat, you can also ask, can you suggest some logo styles or font directions that would match our vibe and create image mockups? You can then send this info to a logo designer. You can easily find freelancers that do this for a pretty reasonable price on a website like Fiverr. Step 2 is to choose a color palette. Color psychology is real. Your palette should reflect how you want people to feel when they interact with you. Use tools like colors.co, Chroma, or Canva's color palette combinations to play with combos. Choose 2 to 3 colors and 1 to 2 accents. Save the hex codes in your style guide and write down why you chose each one. For example, Coca-Cola owns its red. It evokes passion, excitement, and energy, all aligned with their brand values. In your AI chat, ask, can you suggest 3 to 5 color palettes with hex codes that would work well together and support my brand's vibe? Step 3 is to select brand fonts. Fonts have a tone. A bubbly script feels different than sleek, simple typography. You want one headline font that pops and one body font that's easy to read. Use Google Fonts, FontPair, or FontJoy to explore different font pairings. You'll want to pick one that works across platforms, social, website, email. Put the font download links in your style guide and create guidelines on when to use each. For help, in your AI chat, ask, can you suggest 2 to 3 Google font pairings that reflect my brand personality? Once you've got the essentials locked in, you can go deeper with icon style, photography tone, and layout templates. These are great if you're building a bigger brand or working with a design team, but totally optional for now. Now that style guide that you just filled out, that is your brand guidelines in action. It's the rule book that keeps your team, your freelancers, and your future self all on the same page. So your brand now has a voice and a vibe. Let's show the world what you're all about with a launch campaign that actually gets noticed. You've got the foundation, you've got the visuals, now it's time to launch. But that doesn't mean you need a huge budget. This does not have to be a paid campaign. You can run this entirely through organic content and still make a huge impact. The key is consistency and alignment. You just need a clear message, a format that you're comfortable with, and a vibe that matches everything you've built so far. Step 1 is to set a clear campaign goal. Ask yourself, what do I want this campaign to do? This could be raise awareness, drive sales or signups, build your email list, or even just to reintroduce your brand identity to your current followers. For example, your goal could be get 100 new email subscribers in 2 weeks using an Instagram Reel to promote a free downloadable guide. Step 2 is to choose a simple format. Pick a format that you already use or want to test, like a short form video, a carousel post, an email newsletter, or a launch landing page. Stick to one format and then repurpose it across 2 to 3 channels. For example, one reel concept can become a LinkedIn post and an email newsletter. You don't need to reinvent the wheel for every platform. Just drop your script or your concept into ChatGPT and say, repurpose this content into 3 other formats for my other social media channels. Step 3 is to lock in your messaging and visuals. For this, pull directly from your brand foundation. Use your new tagline or unique value proposition in your hook. Reflect your brand values in your copy and apply your logo, colors, and fonts to the visual content. For example, a product-based brand might run a Meet Our Mission carousel showing Slide 1, your tagline, Slide 2, your values, Slide 3, the product you created because of that mission, and Slide 4, a clear call to action. Step 4 is to use AI tools to speed this up. You do not have to do this all from scratch. Here are some tools that help. Canva Magic Write can help you build visuals and write captions in the same place. Opus Clip will turn long-form video into multiple short-form clips. HubSpot Social Media Scheduler can help you schedule your posts across platforms and create captions with AI. ChatGPT or Google Gemini can help draft captions, calls to action, hooks, and campaign outlines. Try this prompt in your chat. Can you help me write 3 organic social media launch posts that introduce my brand, explain our mission, and drive engagement? Include platform-specific hooks, call to action ideas, and visual suggestions. But the real magic of branding isn't just the launch, it's staying consistent long after the campaign ends. Let's talk about how to make that happen without burning out. Most brands don't fall apart because they're small. They fall apart because they grow and forget what made them great in the first place. Consistency is what turns a cool vibe into a real brand. It's not about posting more. It's about making sure that every post, email, and touch point still feels like you. This section is all about creating systems that help your brand stay recognizable and trustworthy as your team grows, your content increases, or your schedule gets a little chaotic. Step 1 is to treat your style guide like a brand Bible. You already built this in the earlier sections. Now make it easy to use. Store it in a shared Google Drive or Notion document, link it in your social scheduler or team onboarding flow, update it quarterly with any new visuals, messaging, or examples, and encourage your team or future team to always check the guide before publishing. Step 2 is to build repeatable templates. Templates help you scale your content without losing your identity. Create Canva templates for social posts, email newsletter layouts, Instagram Reel or YouTube short cover designs, slide deck branding for pitches or webinars, and drop them into a brand kit folder that's easy to duplicate and share. Step 3 is to save what works. Create a swipe file in Google Drive or Notion that includes things like your best performing posts, brand content that inspires you, screenshots of messages that felt on brand. This becomes your go-to when you're stuck or when you're training someone new. Step 4 is to pick a content cadence that you can actually stick to. Don't aim for daily if weekly is more realistic. Choose a rhythm like 1 to 2 reels per week and 1 email every other week, and batch ahead. Use scheduling tools like HubSpot Social Media Scheduler, Buffer, Later, or Metricool. AI can help with this too. Type into your favorite chatbot, I have X hours per week to create content. My brand is about mission statement, and I post on platforms. Can you help me build a realistic content schedule that I can stick to, including batching tips? You don't need to be everywhere, you just need to be consistent wherever you are. Brand consistency is how small businesses build big trust. All right, you've built it, you've launched it, and now you've got systems to keep it alive. Let's quickly recap and talk about next steps. Remember how we recognized the Nike swoosh and Duo the owl in 1 second? That's not magic. it's consistency. And now you've got the tools to build that kind of brand recognition too. We learned about building a rock-solid foundation. We shaped your messaging and created a visual identity. We talked about launching your first campaign using your new brand direction and how to set up systems to help your brand stay consistent. That is not just brand identity. That is brand strategy. The stuff that makes your brand memorable, repeatable, and scalable. Your next steps are to download the tools linked below, the brand identity worksheet, brand style guide template, and the full How to Build a Consistent Brand ebook. Then block off 2 to 3 hours this week to actually fill it out. You've already done the thinking in this video, so you're closer than you think. Make sure to share it with your team, freelancers, future interns, or even just your accountability buddy. A brand that lives in your head doesn't grow. If this video got you inspired, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel right here. We drop educational content every single week to help you grow your brand and stay ahead of the curve. And hey, if this helped you plan your next move, check out my target audience video next to get really granular on who you're building this brand strategy for. I will link it below and at the end of this video. Before you go, comment below and tell me what kind of video you'd like to see on our channel next. Maybe you'll see your topic idea pop up here soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. My name is Bridget O'Rourke. Feel free to connect with me online, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.